Hey, good morning, everybody. It's so nice to see you guys. Starting another podcast for us, and today we're going to be talking about reframing the messages, and that could be like an entire spread. It could be we could be talking about individual cards. It's whatever you guys want to talk about. I did throw together some combinations, and we'll just toss them out there and see what you guys think of that. A couple of housekeeping things first. Our beloved Kate is not with us today. She wrote to me and said she was violently ill. So fingers crossed, good juju, good energy her way so she can get better. And before we missed it, I just wanted to say happy birthday, Dee. Your birthday's tomorrow.
Ah,
Happy
happy
birthday.
thank you.
Birthday. Okay,
We're not
guys.
talking about it.
Okay. Here we are with reframing. This comes up a lot in like the Google searches and stuff. A lot of people are great. What do you do with bad cards? Well, to me, and we'll get everybody's opinion on this before we look into the actual cards themselves, but to me, every card has a light side and every card has a dark side, right? So really, it's how you choose to read. Dee and I were talking this morning earlier about not sugarcoating, but being able to, I don't know, leave somebody with a path out. I mean, being honest about the card, but giving them hope, leaving them with hope, doing no harm. What do you think about that, you guys? I mean, some people say that reframing is bad. I don't think reframing is bad.
Reframing is fine because it's just like anything else in life. We have choices.
Right.
If you get a card that, the death card or whatever card that you think is really, oh my gosh, well, there's always a flip side. There's always a brighter side, so
Sure.
yeah, I don't think it's candy coating. I think it's just showing the person their options, giving them food for thought.
Yes.
Right.
I
And,
agree.
and, and then, of course, that, we talk about free will, right?
Exactly.
And inevitably, throughout the course of the year, someone's going to get the 10 of swords for their final outcome card. It's like, and to me, the spin on that is, look, you have free will. If you know what's coming, you can do things to turn the tide. You can take a different path and to lessen that blow or whatever. And it does. It gives you that option. It lets you know in advance so you can be prepared.
Plus
So,
the fact, the Ten of Swords there, if you see it coming and it in the context of the reading, it looks likely that there will be a Ten of Swords moment.
Mhm.
You can always explain, look, this is it. This is rock bottom now. From here on in, the sun is over there. This is as bad as it gets. It's all
right.
good from here on in. And the worst is over, which is a lovely thing to hear, that you know if something is going to hit rock bottom,
Right.
that's when the worst is over.
Right.
Yeah, I just think that you and I were talking earlier, and you were talking about just it's the type of reader you are. If you're a positive reader, it's not as much putting a positive spin on the card. It's putting a positive spin on, or it's like finding the positivity in that situation. It's the silver lining, right? Every dark cloud has a silver lining. And when I see exceptionally bad cards, I will look and say, where's the silver lining? Where's that message here? Because it's there. Because our spirit guides want to lead us to our best selves, to our best lives. And if you believe that, the message to get that path is there. We just have to find it.
I agree.
Agree?
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Well, I pulled up some cards. If it's all right with you guys, I thought that maybe we'd go over some of them and just to see what you think about it. And let me tell you how I did this. I have a new deck. I got it for Christmas. I have not been using it very often, and I just started using it. And it's called Cozy Witch Tarot, and it's by Amanda Lovelace. And I'm a big Everyday Witch Tarot fan. I love the Everyday Witch, and I like it because it's normal everyday stuff, and I like normal everyday readings. I think that people can get so esoteric that somebody will get a reading and they'll walk away and have no idea what it meant or what to do with it. So I really like dumbing stuff down to every day. And this cozy witch is just hysterical, some of the stuff in it. But what I did is I pulled out all the cards that I thought people consider negative, and I kind of shuffled them up, split them in half, set them on one side, one on the other, and took the rest of the deck, put it in the middle, and I flipped one card from each pile. And I flipped them until they were gone, but I found a few that I just thought might be, worthy of our discussion. So if it's all right with you, I thought I'd bring them up. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
All
That's
right.
fine.
Yes.
Okay. So the first one, and we're going to keep ourselves on here. That's good. I wasn't sure. So the first one, and by the way, I pulled questions at random out of my 600 questions, which is in my Etsy shop if anybody wants those, and I'll put the link in the description. But it's called 600 questions for your tarot practice. Anyway, so I pulled one at random, and then I turned over 3 cards. The question that came out was, is this a good time to ask my girlfriend to marry me? If not, when? And I pulled, and I thought this was interesting, guys, because what came up was the 5 of Cups, the Hierophant, which is a 5, and the 5 of Wands. So we have all challenges and conflicts.
Changes.
Isn't that amazing?
That is cool. Interesting.
Anyone want to take a stab at? So we have 2 cards that are challenging. Let's not call them negative. We have 2 very challenging cards on either side of the Hierophant. But, well, first and foremost, don't you think it's interesting that it was a card about marriage and the Hierophant came up in the center? I thought that was a divine moment. At the Hierophant, marriage, or about being the marriage card. But anyway, anybody want to take a stab at where's the light of day? Well, I'll start. I'm looking at the 5 of Cups as 5s being challenged or conflicted, and the Cups being emotional. So I think that maybe right now this girl that he wants to ask to marry him is emotionally conflicted right now, or having some emotional challenges right now, and which is telling me might not be the best time, to do it. Not that she's unhappy, but just that she's in an emotionally challenged state right now. And and it may not be in a position or in a good place to be asked for the marriage card. And then the 5 of Wands, to me is, we see the 5 of Wands in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and it's a whole bunch of guys with batons, looks like they're beating each other over the head with it. When in all reality, I like this version. It says the affirmation on this card is a good coven lets every witch have her, have a say. And so I think that I'm not sure how that fits in. Can you tell me how that you can turn that into a positive for him?
I've got a sweeper out here outside my window, so I'm going to let someone else go first. Or I'm mute.
Anne-Marie, what do you think? If the 5 is a challenge, go ahead.
I'm just thinking the fact that there is his lady friend there seems very, very upset, all right. But perhaps she's ready for change. It's a 5. And perhaps she's obviously regretting something that went on before, but perhaps she is ready for change. And the Hierophant then, of course, is the traditional marriage one. And you've got the other one. Listening, of course, the 5 of Wands. Maybe is he listening to too many people? Are too many people giving him their opinions? And maybe he's asking for too many opinions. That maybe he should trust his own gut and tune into how she's feeling, and how try to tune in how she's feeling about the change things. The Hierophant, I think, tells him the idea is not a bad idea, but maybe tune into her a little bit more and not ask so many other people what's the story. Listen to his own gut feeling. But change is on the cards there, 3 5s. Change on the cards.
Yeah, I think that's really amazing, the cards that came up. And I like your rendition of that, because I usually see the 5 of Wands as competition, I see when I see the 501s, I think about growing up at a dinner table where everybody was yelling. You know, I mean, it's whenever we took people home for dinner, everybody was really loud because we were trying to be heard over the other people that were talking because it's like everybody has something to say and nobody's listening. So, if you want to answer the question, if not when, by using the 5 of Wands, would it not be listen for it?
Yeah, I would listen for it. Listen for it. Yeah.
When, if not now, when? This is not a great time because she's kind of in some emotional turmoil right now. You're right. The idea is good. This may not be the right time. When will be the right time? Well, you'll listen for it and you'll know. She'll tell you.
Again, going back to the idea that the girlfriend is not looking so happy there. She's obviously upset about something. I think he needs to tune in more to what's going on in her life, get an idea what's going on there, and then he'll have a better idea. Listen to her instead of getting all these other opinions. Tune into her and to herself and himself, but find out maybe what her problem is. Maybe she's just looking upset there because she's ready for change and sees no sign of him making any effort at it. Maybe that's what it is, that she's feeling this is never going to happen. I'm going to end up an old maid in a garage because he's making no moves. So tune in a bit more to her. She comes first there. That strikes me as she was the first one out there, and she's ready for change, but she's not sure if this change is. Yeah, so I would think, and then stop listening to other people. Tune into both of you, to where you are yourself. Right now, concentrate on her because that's how it's going to be, yourself and herself.
Anybody else have any comments on this particular poll?
Mary, with
Anne-Marie.
Anne-Marie, sorry. I'm so focused on the darn cards. Sorry, Anne-Marie. I always do that to you, don't I? But yeah, the 5s are all about change, and so, and maybe, when you look at the 5 of Wands, it looks like challenge, but it's also change, Yeah. And so looking at the first card, the past, with your imagery of the 3 cups down and 2 cups up, maybe this girlfriend is, has been reluctant, but is hoping for change. And then when I see the present card, it seems to me that maybe they're talking to someone, maybe this person is getting advice from someone, or maybe they need to get some advice from someone who's been there, done that. And as far as the 5 of Wands, maybe change this chatter. Maybe you've been looking, at too many people or listening to too many opinions.
Sure.
And maybe it's time to change that and maybe take a quieter look at it.
Yeah.
And maybe take whatever advice you're getting from the Hierophant and, maybe talking to her and never mind what everybody else is saying.
Sure.
So that's just,
Yeah, this strikes me. Sorry for cutting across, Yvonne, but just as you say that, it strikes me what you're saying, that when you were saying about listening to too many opinions. Go to someone who counts, someone who knows. The Hierophant is an official knower of the right way to do things and an experienced person. So maybe stop listening to all these other people who are telling you this, that, and the other, and go to someone whose opinion counts.
Yay.
And that can be whoever that person. I mean, it will resonate to the client. I think when you tell them, this person, there's someone in your life who actually has, some value, some wisdom. Is it me? Is it me, the tarot reader? I don't know. But it's definitely, you need to let go of the chatter of all the other opinions.
Right.
Because you know what they say about opinions. And right. So, and maybe focus more on what you want and what your partner wants.
Sure. So, so Dee, did you ever get your pictures back?
No, but
Okay. All right.
but I'm still good at making an opinion.
Okay.
Here
Do
you
you
go.
want to make one on this one, or do you want to wait for the next one?
No, I'm just gonna. Mine'll just be a second.
Okay.
I agree with what you're saying. That speak to somebody who you trust or you want to get the good information from. But the first thing that came to me with that 5 of Cups is this person's been here before. There is a worry that they are putting themselves through, and they haven't let go of what went on before that. So they need to speak to someone of a higher realm to, and not just everybody getting opinions. It's someone that can heal whatever has happened with them. And the only thing about that is but at least it'll stir the pot and get things started.
Yay.
So, and here's me, clarifier, guys.
Okay. Okay. The clarifier queen.
That's what I would be doing, is throwing a clarifier.
Right.
Because they're all 5s.
Let's move on to another one. I have 5 here. I don't know if we'll make it through them all, but we'll try. So I really liked this one. This was, what can I do to attract a rewarding relationship? And we have the 5 of Swords, we have the 2 of Swords, and we have the 9 of Wands. And I thought this was really kind of blatant for me. I don't know. I'm dying to hear what the rest of you guys think about it. But what I just thought was so blatant was, in the middle of it all, to me, the center card in a 3 cards usually the big player or the subject. But to me, the whole situation is based on, the 2 of Swords, head or heart, right? Trying to make a decision. It's like, if you want to attract somebody, the first thing you have to know what the hell you want. And this is like somebody who just doesn't know what they want. And if we do look at this as a past, present, future, we can see that the 5 of Swords being in the past position, to me, the 5 of Swords is about control. Winning the battle, but not the war. Winning at all costs, whatever. But it's about control. And I think that she's probably been so controlling, or he has been so controlling in the past, that has caused some damage. And so, what do you have to do? You have to give up that control. You have to give up that attitude if you want to, because obviously relationship is a two-way street. But you guys, look at this 9 of Wands in this deck of Cozy Witch. She's got 8 candles on the table that she's failed, right? It's like, it only takes one, right? It only takes one. And it's like, if it might have taken her 9 tries, but it's keep going. Don't quit. Don't stop now. And you guys, look at the Band-Aids on her arm. And from from getting burned the last 8 times. I just think that's hysterical. But, the 9 of Wands is like, what the hell am I fighting for? I'm so used to standing my ground and fighting. I don't even know anymore what I'm fighting for. It's or you could look at it in a positive light, like, hey, all the wands that are behind in a Rider-Waite-Smith deck, all the ones, those could be opportunities or challenges that you gathered, and you gathered so many, and now you're just, you're protecting them. And so it's like, what are you protecting? But what do you guys see in this?
Oh, first off, I like your deck. It's an interesting deck.
Isn't that great?
It's very everyday, as you say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, 5, change, 5 of Swords, change your attitude. I mean, it even says that, I don't know where, there's one of them that says something about attitude, but anyway, yeah, the 5 of Swords, that's what you've been doing. You're wondering, what am I doing, or how do I get
What can we do to attract a rewarding relationship?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because even in the picture of this particular card, people are walking away from this person. And even her dog's looking at her like,
Mom, what are you doing?
yeah. So definitely the past has been filled with, with ego, maybe attitude. Yeah. Time to change that, drop that. Where they're at right now, the 2 of Swords, take off the blinders and make a decision. What do you really want? Do you want to be alone, or do you really want a rewarding relationship? Do you even know? Because and then the future card, it's like, give it one more shot.
Mhm.
You have an opportunity there.
'Cause that might be the one, right?
Yep.
That
Give it one more try.
don't stop. Don't quit now.
Yeah, and pay attention to paying attention to all the candles there and the battles and the scars.
Yeah.
Not everything is not everything is dim. You still hold light in your hands.
Ah, see, therein lies the message, right? Therein
That's
lies that silver lining. That's perfect. Dee,
Yeah.
what were you saying?
No, that was perfect. That was a perfect answer. Yes.
To that absolutely was.
Man.
Hey,
Yeah.
let's move on. I know what everyone has,
Yes,
but
yeah.
let's kind of move on to the
I
next
just,
one.
I just feel, can I just say about that one? What's
Yeah.
coming to me very strongly from that is the Five of Swords, which is not a card I particularly like. But
Mhm.
what comes to my mind with that is that it's as if she hasn't got her whole act together. I'm just looking at the Rider-Waite one. That
Right.
it's like three parts of her are pulling against her. Three parts of her mind are not coming together to make her realize what she really wants. That she has a chance for change. If you jump over to the future where she has all her wands lined up in a row, number 9 for attainment, she's there for achievement. So
Yep.
now just has to get her act together with the number 1, work on the number 1, say
Yep.
what Yvonne was saying, what do I want? And then suddenly she will know how the swords should drop. She can take her
Mhm.
blindfold off. If she can get her own head together and get her three parts of her thinking
Right.
aligned.
Cool.
Right.
And let go of
Okay.
ego.
Yep. So let's move on to a different one. This one is I love this one. I like them all for some reason. So can I keep my car running a little while longer, or is it time to get rid of it? Well, brilliant. So who wants to just give a quick rendition on this and what they see? So the broom that in this deck, the broom. We've got the death card.
I
That
love it.
I love it. We have the King of Wands came up, and then the Ten of Swords. So who wants to tackle D?
Well, do I have to even say anything? Look at that death card.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
And that's something.
Yeah, I love it. It's open the door to new opportunities.
Yes.
Yeah, get rid of the old ideas.
Yes. You can't, it won't go forward if you don't get rid of the old.
Yep.
You can't know if you don't get rid of the old.
How does the King of Wands show up for you in this reading?
King of Wands.
Sorry, yeah, the King of Wands. I mean, in the middle of between death and the Ten of Swords. I mean,
Well, I said it as being the querent, and that
Yep.
meaning make up your mind. What are you, man or mouse? Can you make the decision? Go for it. Are you willing to take the chance?
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
and
What was the
That's right.
question
to
again?
me, the Ten of Swords tells her that if she doesn't take the chance, then it's pretty much done.
Yeah, and when I see the card, when I see the King of Wands, and this being the query, it's like you have the ability to grow. You have the knowledge. You have what it takes to move on, to grow. You got to believe in yourself. I mean, you're holding the candle. You're holding your own light. Come on.
Yep.
Come on.
So I had a chance to look at this, and what I saw when I looked at this, and I'm looking at, can I keep my car running a little while longer? And I think that the death card coming up first is an automatic, inevitably no. I just got our 10-minute warning bell. Anyway, it came up as an immediate no. And the King of Wands, I started thinking, I looked at that more as the essence of the meaning of the King of Wands. The kings are leaders. And this particular one can come up with some creative ideas, right? It's all about creativity and passion and going for your passion. But what I was thinking was kings they go out in front and they lead. They're leaders, right? So I'm thinking it's inevitable that this car's going to die. you have this opportunity to get in front of it before it crashes and burns, because the rest of the question, or is it time to get rid of it? If you don't with the 10 of swords, I mean, it's going to go. It's just a matter of, is it going to go in the middle of rush hour traffic in the rain, and you're going to be stuck on the side of the road? So I see the King of Wands says, get ahead of it.
Well, see, the King of Wands also is telling you, you have you know what's happening.
Well, you know what you have to do.
Plan. Quit, pretending like wake up. You know that you need to do it.
Sure.
You
And
just need to do it.
and one thing I think is really I love about this deck is on the 10 of swords, the affirmation on here is hurt people hurt people. And I had to read that a couple of times going, what? It's like, it's true. It's like when we're hurting, we tend to, misery loves company, right? And so it's saying, hurt people hurt people, and hurt witches will hurt other witches. So and she's holding a bottle with a curse on it, but the car is cursed. It's done for. It's toast. It's just a matter of time, right?
It's a 10. It's a 10. It's a completion. Let it go.
Let's try to get one more before we have to shut it down. Do I want this one? Is it this one or this one? I don't know which one. I mean, it's really hard to say. Let's look at this one. We just made an offer on the house. Will we get it? And listen to this. We got the 5 of Pentacles, right, on one side.
Yeah.
We've got the devil on the other.
Okay.
And what I thought was so interesting about this is, again, we're looking, where's the silver lining, right? And I'm thinking, you wouldn't have come to me with this question if you weren't sitting flat out in the 5 of Pentacles, not feeling the love, not feeling the warmth. You're shivering in the cold. So I think it's like it's that safe haven, but I think you're looking for a safe haven. I think you might know deep down that there's an issue. And you look at the other end and you see toxic witches. And I have always considered the devil card to be toxic and, toxic environment. And I keep thinking one of two things. Either the realtor's talking to somebody else. There's another player in there that might cause her to lose the house, and not get the offer. But what if the house itself is toxic? What if there's black mold, or there's old plumbing, or faulty wiring, or maybe a big road improvement that's going to come along and give a huge tax assessment and raise their taxes? I believe in big purchases. If you don't get it, there's usually a reason why. There's something better coming along. Yeah. And that's where that's where the Queen of Wands in the center comes into it. It's if you tell the universe, oh my God, I think that the sky is falling and I'm not going to get the house. The universe wants to give you what you're asking. So then you're not going to get it. If you keep a positive attitude, you have a better chance of getting it. What do you guys think?
Well, when I see that, it's like maybe you have your heart set on a house that isn't the right house.
Yeah.
Because it's a 5. It's a 5. It's a change card as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe you have your heart, like I said, heart set on the wrong house. And the other card, the devil card, it's like maybe you need to rethink this whole idea that that's the best house. It might not be. It probably isn't. I mean, when you get that card that's toxic, I don't know that it's literally toxic, but it might be a money pit, or it might put you in a position where your house broke.
Right. But you put so much time and effort into it that you stay when you don't have to stay.
Right.
Sometimes we get locked into something we want so badly that we don't see that we have other options.
Exactly.
And with the devil card, you have the option to walk away.
Exactly.
Because there's always something else. What do you think, Dee?
Yeah, well, that devil basically made me stop in my tracks. And as it's there to wave the red flag and say, whoa, 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 whoa. Am I going to be able to swing it? Is it going to change my life so much that it's going to make me unhappy? I need to do more research on it.
Man. Yeah, I would.
Anne Marie?
I would agree there with what Dee said. I'm just looking at the Rider Waite ones here.
Yeah.
And I see the 5 there is for change. She's looking for change, but she's so hung up on change. Her face is down. She's not looking around her. She's just hung up on the change. I want it and I want it now. So she's not looking to see what all the options are. And I'd be wondering about the devil. What is it about the house that's so special? What can she isolate what it is that makes it so special that other houses don't have? And then use her knowledge. I mean, the Queen of Wands is a very well up lady who has patience and knowledge and that. So try and split it down a bit. Try and find out a bit more so that you have enough knowledge as the Queen of Wands, and you can say, maybe I don't need this particular house. Maybe I need this parts of it. These parts of it are what I like. Break it
Right.
down into that and see, maybe I can find some house somewhere else that has these parts, the parts I like best.
Yeah, and I see the devil as not, it's, will we get it? And it's like, well, but how, yeah, but be careful what you wish for, right? Just because you could possibly get it. The cards to me say, I don't think you're going to get it. But I think that the silver lining is keep, with the Queen of Wands, never let them see you sweat, right? Keep that positive attitude because then the universe brings more of the positive to you. And I think that's the takeaway out of the whole thing.
I'm just seeing the Queen of Wands here with turning her back on the 5 of, on the 5.
Yes.
People are telling her stuff. People are talking to her and giving her information. She's turning her back to them and she's totally focused on this house.
Yeah, and that's something.
And she's tied into this house for some particular reason and maybe not so good.
No.
Well, you guys, I had one more, but we don't really have time for it. But if you like this kind of thing, we can certainly do it again. I don't think we have 2 minutes, not enough time to do it. Hey, I just finished up my series on how to read professionally at fairs and festivals. And I have one coming out Friday and next Friday. And then the week after that, I've got Dee and Yvonne. I've got both of you and Claire Lilly all doing interviews on little interviews on on you guys' experiences. So I hope people will come, subscribe and so they'll get notified on those. Those are going to be kind of fun. And I'm not sure when I'm going to start next. I'm kind of working on that right now. Yvonne, you're doing over on Facebook in Vince Petici's absence right now.
Yes. In his absence, I'm wearing the bandana.
You guys were all wearing bandanas. It was so cute. But you guys are, it's conceptual blending and tarot on Facebook. And if you go to conceptual blending and tarot, it's like the invite is there. You just click on it and just go right to it. And that's live on the second Tuesday of every month at 10 a.m. Pacific time.
Right.
So I would figure it out Chicago time.
Yeah. And we just talked tarot, and there's a lot of wisdom going on, a lot of stories, and a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, last month was chock full.
Oh, I had a great time. They're so glad I'm there. And Marie, are you home in Ireland, or are you on holiday again?
I am heading away shortly, heading away next week. So I'm glad that our meeting was tonight because this is acting off. Yes.
Well, I loved seeing you all, and we're less than 1 minute, so we're going to get cut off. But I just love seeing you guys all, and we